Did you have any speed bumps earlier in your career that really challenged you and made you think, is this gonna work?
My husband plays football, so guess what? If a team across the country calls him, he's gotta go, and no one's gonna ask him, oh, how does your wife feel about it? No one's ever gonna ask him that.
Amina Smith, Emmy-award winning on-air host, currently with NBC Sports Boston. You're in the position right now that so many people work their entire lives to get to. How does it feel coming to this studio every day, getting to sit in your chair and broadcast for one of the biggest networks?
It's a huge deal, right? It's a blessing because a lot of people want to be in that spot. A lot of people want to be able to tell these stories. A lot of people want to be around the Celtics team that is probably going to win an NBA title.
I mean, it worked out for Kyrie Irving tonight, 39 points.
Yeah.
I mean, he kept that same energy and he was out there on the court doing his thing.
This place is heaven.
Isn't this
I would
crazy?
spend all of my time in here.
Oh, like this is like the best lighting in the building.
How do you not just sit in here
Oh,
all
I
day?
do. I do. I've done all types of like TikTok videos in here, Instagram reels.
Yeah, my whole entire Instagram feed would just be the mirror
Oh my
selfies.
gosh, literally mirror
I already
selfies.
took one.
Of course, exactly. I mean, as you should
I
though.
can't help myself.
You gotta take advantage of it.
It's like girl code.
No, but it really is though.
I would just be like taking it and someone walks in and pretending not to take it anymore.
That's what happens though.
From the photo, you're just like, oh.
I'm like, just texting.
When you said when the meeting was,
Yeah.
and all these clocks are military time,
Yeah.
I immediately pulled out my phone and I'm like, what time is
What
it?
time is it right now?
What do we usually keep in the locker?
Honestly, like, I wish I kept clothes here. Honestly, if I drop something on my clothes, I'm SOL.
Yep.
Like, I'm like,
You're like, I don't even have a tie to go
because
upstairs.
I get ready at home. So, like, obviously, everybody else has, like, clothes in their locker.
all the They probably
Yeah.
don't have any at their home
No,
closet though.
yeah.
It's all here.
Oh, yeah, no. They wear the same thing, like, every day. So, it's totally fine.
And
They
Tom has a
rotate.
wig.
Yeah, exactly. That's from Halloween. I don't know who he was
It's
trying
Halloween
to, but we
costume.
all thought that he
Is
was
it
Shaggy.
Scooby-Doo?
That's
It's not Shaggy?
Okay, see, so that's why I was just like, okay, like, that's Shaggy, but it was somebody else that I have no idea who it is, and I was like, well, I'm gonna call you Shaggy for
Well,
Halloween.
worst case, if someone gets on the dress, you
Then
can
I
be
can-
Shaggy.
I'll just put that costume
Covered.
on. I'll just put it on.
Stop your bag, face shit.
Best bag in here. Best makeup bag in here.
I love watching you on TV because you're so you in your broadcast. You bring your personality, you bring your hot takes, you bring the energy.
Black Girls Rock award ceremony, and we can't wait to see all the Black Girl magic, from the outfits to the hair.
You gotta have the buttons open when you're down in Miami.
Because it's hot down
It is
there.
hot down there.
Was there a moment when you were coming up that you were like, maybe I should tone it down to kind of fit this cookie cutter mold of like a safe broadcaster that is so present?
When I first started out, like I was very nervous to really kind of let loose. And that's because like what they teach you is, okay, like you're supposed to fit this mold. You're supposed to look like this. You're supposed to sound like that. And for me, as a native New Yorker, I had a very like strong accent coming out of college. It was very much from New York.
Yep.
It was very much a lot of like
A
dragging.
little R-rated.
Yes, a lot of tournaments. But then I realized that there are things that make you uniquely yourself. It's okay to like bring where you come from to the shows that you do. And so I think that a lot of that comes with just experience and being more comfortable in your skin. And then you also realize that you're not for everybody, and that's okay. And that's totally fine. And the advent of social media where everyone has an opinion, everyone is not gonna agree with you. And the sooner you come to terms with that, like the better you'll feel about what you're bringing to the table.
Peace.
It definitely is peace, definitely.
And so is the block button.
I was just about to say that too, because I'm very liberal with the block button.
We are not afraid to hit that block button.
I'm not afraid to hit the block button.
You have had some of your biggest career triumphs while simultaneously becoming a wife and a mother. How dare you do all three? How have you and your husband balanced the NBC Sports broadcaster and NFL player lifestyle? Because I think a lot of couples, if they were just given your lives and put into your shoes, I don't think they could handle it.
We kind of approach it just like we're normal people with normal jobs, right? And I mean, it sounds so crazy to say. I would say it's not balanced at all. It just looks like balance on the outside. A lot of it is a juggling act. And a lot of it also, I feel like, comes down to having the right partner that supports you. Like me and my husband, we've been together 10 years now. You know, my husband plays football, so guess what? If a team across the country calls him, he's got to go, and no one's gonna ask him, oh, how does your wife feel about it? No one's ever gonna ask him that, okay? But people always ask me, it's like, how are you gonna handle it? And it's like, guys, I got a job too.
You're like, I'm busy.
I got a career too, you know? It definitely is juggling a lot of things at once, especially now being a mom. That's like added a whole new twist to the mix. It's like, I thought I was working hard before, baby. This is a whole other level right here.
Oh, baby.
But I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. So even though he might be playing somewhere or I might be working somewhere, we're able to understand what the other person's goals are. And at the end of the day, when you're in a relationship, like, you want to support that other person and what they have going on.
Long story short, do you think all of this might have something to do with the fact that your husband is with the Kansas City Chiefs? Because it seems like Arrowhead has some electric touch with the Kansas City Chiefs partners.
Man.
They're girl bossing differently.
That is true. I will say though, and I mean, not to toot my own horn, I mean, I was kind of girl bossing before he got there. So.
I'm gonna change my shoes real quick.
I love those ones. I like don't want you to change them.
I know. I usually wear sneakers because I'm behind the desk, but because you guys are here, I'll complete the outfit.
Oh, you dressed up for us?
I'll complete the outfit.
I'm honored. How do you think being a woman has shaped your career in a different way than it would have if you were a man?
I just move a little bit differently, especially when you work in a space that is male dominated. Guys will trade numbers with players to get inside information or whatever. They can develop those relationships. For a woman, it's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. You know, you start trading numbers and it's just like, okay, this is weird. Like, you know, and I mean, like, obviously people are able to have professional relationships, but as a woman, it still does feel, you know, a little awkward because you don't want things to come off a certain type of way. You know, as a woman, you have to make sure, okay, like, I don't want to say the wrong thing so that it's received like flirting or anything like that, which is so weird because as a woman, those are things that you have to be like cognizant about.
Yeah. This has to be addressed. The public dragging of women on social media. As a woman who works in sports, I know how hard it can be to shed stereotypes, break new ground, and find success in this industry. And what's being done to the women who have worked tirelessly to build their careers that have absolutely no ties to this situation isn't only wrong, it's disgusting. And if you're one of those people trying to get a joke off for likes and retweets at the expense of real life people and reputations being affected by this, you should be ashamed of yourself.
You certainly have not had any roadblocks because we're sitting here today. But did you have any speed bumps, rather, earlier in your career that really challenged you and slowed you down and made you think, is this gonna work? Like, can I do this?
There are challenges, roadblocks, speed bumps,
stop signs,
turn around, reverse, all kind of signs. And I mean, like, it's almost like required for the journey, but it also makes the journey so much better because when you get to a place that you work so hard for, you can look back at those moments and be like, okay, I'm glad I didn't give up.
You're going to red carpets, you're going to movie premieres, you're broadcasting the biggest games of the year. Has there been a moment or a day where you took a step back and you were like, holy cow, I made it?
Ooh, I wouldn't even know if I would say like I made it yet. Like, I feel like I know. I feel like I still have so much more that I want to do, but I do like to be present and stand in the moment and look and see like how far I've come from like that girl in college that was like dreaming about, you know, covering the NBA finals, being on a red carpet and covering a world premiere. If I could go back and tell like my 18-year-old self that I would have done any of the things that I've done so far.
She would have asked for your autograph.
I mean, like, it's just like, who is this girl? Is she me? Really? Seriously? It's a huge blessing, but I do feel like there's so much more that I could do, that there's a different level that I could hit also.
if I was where you are, I'd be like, we can wrap it up. Like, it's been fun, like, to the retirement home.
We can wrap it up.
Amina, thank you so much.
No problem.
Absolutely incredible. You just like inspired me so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You are 1 in 10 billion.
Thank you.
That was so great. I do have one more.
Yeah.
I have one more. This is the PS. Do you know who Jonathan Owens is?
Yes, I do know.
Okay, well, that's her job. That's her job. It doesn't count. That's her job.
I know Jonathan Owens. He seems like a really great person.